what's so funny off the air today?
All right. Marnie is still here. Tommy Ryman's out the door, but in Tommy's seat.
Food in your mouth.
Well, yeah, because I'm crushing these. What are these called, Gavin?
Queen on sticks.
Holy cow. Whatever the hell word that was. These are so good. From Bellacore.
Sauce is crushing a macaroon.
What are they called again? Say it again.
Queen on sticks.
Queen on sticks. Yep. Jeez.
So it's basically puff pastry wrapped up into a little twist mixed with sugar. And it's only 75% butter. And then the rest is sugar.
That's why I love it.
So it's good for you.
You can taste it.
Hey, let me ask you a
We used
question.
to have these in the Wolves dining room.
You did. I know.
Let me ask you a quick question, Gavin, as everyone is trying your amazing stuff. If you were on like a survival food show and you had to make your best meal to survive, what would it be? Like you had to wow the judges,
Or you were going to die.
Or you were going to die. What would you make?
Like Squid Game.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a good question, Sauce.
Thank you.
I don't
Nice
expect.
job, Saucy.
Yeah, I don't expect good questions from Sauce, especially before 8 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
It's the macaroon that did it. He needed that. All right, let's see. I'd have to wow the judges. The question is, so I've done some of those crazy shows. Like I did Chopped All-Stars. I did Iron Chef. I did all of those. Those you have to kind of wow those people. So you got to show technique. You got to show versatility of ingredients. And then the food's got to be served hot. And in any instance, it's got to be seasoned right. So it doesn't, just give me a protein. Just say, hey, here's a basket of food. Figure it out. One time we had a basket of food on Chopped All-Stars and we had to do a dessert and they gave us Twinkies, Mexican chocolate, tomatoes, and strawberries. That was it. You had 25 minutes to make a dessert. So I made 2 desserts because tomatoes is a fruit. I mixed that with strawberries, Grand Marnier, sugar, and a little bit of salt. And I steamed that to make basically water. And then I froze that to make an ice, shaved ice. That was one dessert, served with a little bit of Thai basil and olive oil.
Yeah, I was thinking Thai basil with
Yeah,
that.
same.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would go well.
Yeah,
with
no, I
that.
knew you were thinking that. I mean, you wrote it down on a piece of paper. And look at Max is like, what is going on over here? And then what did I do with the Twinkie? The Twinkies was the hardest thing I've ever cooked with in my life. Have you ever cooked with a Twinkie?
Yeah, all the time.
Say it again?
No.
So they don't do anything.
You don't just dip it in the fryer?
You can't fry them. They don't fry.
Tell the State Fair that.
No, but they have to put something around them to fry them. If you just drop them, they just fall apart. So I took all the filling out and I made tiramisu, basically. I know Sauce was going to do that.
Well, what is...
I don't know what they're like.
But what's something
Something happened
that's
over there.
not fancy, Gavin, if you could bring yourself down to our level? And for example,
Twinkies is pretty much
I
there.
am not...
Your level is Twinkie level.
But I'm not
Marty.
saying
Got there.
a contest where they give you 5 ingredients and you have to make it. I'm saying if you're home or with family on a holiday, but it's not a Gavin, wow us. I can make chicken parmesan.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
good. Let's do a
I'm
competition.
not a good cook, but I learned that. No, I don't know. No, not competition.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, what is a common food that we've all heard of that you make that's just your kids love it, your family loves it, your aunts, uncles, whatever. It feeds a lot of people. It's basic. We've heard of it. There are no Twinkies.
Roasted chicken, delicious. My paella, delicious.
Oh.
You know what paella is.
Yes, but that's
That's not fancy.
Yes,
It's not
it
fancy.
is.
No, it's not.
It is not
It's
in
rice.
my cookbook.
It's in mine.
No, but so you can't bring yourself down to our level.
Bone-in ribeye, I can do that. Don't button bar me.
Well,
Get out of
you're
here.
asking
Bone-in
LeBron
ribeye is
James to
excellent.
miss layups, Marty.
I just wondered if I could
crushed
relate. I can't. I'll sit out. Let me know when the segment's over.
Just eat the cream on stick.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, that's a button bar.
Gosh, she ate it like Bugs Bunny. Squishy.
It was like a carrot.
Same angle.
Now she's clapping like a seal for some reason.
Delicious.
Gavin, a couple of things we wanted to bring up. Number one, we'll get to the 10-year anniversary in a second, but Chris, did you see what Gavin did about a week ago?
What?
ran the New York City Marathon.
Oh, did you?
Let's go.
Dude,
I did. Yeah.
How great is that run?
It was incredible.
Isn't it awesome?
It was incredible.
Parts of that city you'll never, ever get to see. You ran through.
Yeah. It was an amazing, amazing experience. One of the best experiences I've ever been a part of in my
I
life.
couldn't agree more, man.
Yeah.
And you turn the corner and run into the park, and you're like, holy crap, I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish.
I think the biggest one was like when you go into the Queensboro Bridge, because prior to that, there's just like hundreds of fans lining the streets. And then you get into the bridge, and it is you versus you.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the bridge. It's cold, it's dark, and it's this incline for a mile. Ooh. And then you come down
at mile marker what-ish?
You're in like 14 and a half miles in.
Yeah.
And so when you come down to the bridge, when you're about 400 yards away from the end of the bridge, I took my ear pods out because I knew this was going to happen. And I just listened, because the second you hit that corner, you're on First Avenue. There's 500,000 people in front of you.
And you can hear it, man.
You can hear it.
And the buildings, you're surrounded by buildings.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
How
did you get in?
Anybody?
Do you guys both get? Is it a lottery system, or do you have to qualify for a time?
I mean, you can also raise money for charity.
I did
raise money, which is what I did.
That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah. I did it for DT's charity.
Yeah.
Boulder Options.
Diana Taurasi?
Yeah.
That's
He
right.
doesn't know who that is.
Yeah, I sure do.
So was this your first marathon
chef.
ever? Period? Ever.
Yeah.
How did you
Was
train
it
for
really?
it?
Yeah. It's my first one
Congratulations,
ever.
man.
Thanks.
Is it your last one ever?
No, I'll do another one. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
same.
What was
No,
your
I mean,
time?
I'll tell you, the training is the hardest part, right? So the whole reason that we ran the marathon is that because one of my closest friends passed away this year. And so he had run the New York City Marathon 4 times. His wife had done it 6. This was her 7th. And so there was a pack of 12 of us who all dedicated that we were going to run the marathon with her for him and in the honor of like the whole team. So the pact was nobody finishes alone, no matter where anybody is within the marathon. So the first 13 miles, we all paced together. We were like sub 9 to sub 9 a mile. So we just all paced together. And then we split off we were in like 3 groups. One group finished really early after that. And then anyways, so we all finished into groups after that. But it was just like, these 12 of these people 2 years ago had run 3 miles. That was it. Like they would run 3 miles every Monday as like a restaurant group. And it was just a way to refocus and get your mind out. Instead of going out after service and having drinks and eating late at night, it was like, let's get up early in the morning and let's go for a run. And so this was the whole formula of it. And so we all just kind of jumped in. So the way that I trained is the coach who ran that running club in New York City, I hired him and just did all of his stuff virtually. And so and that's the hardest part of training is like I would work, 60 hours a week. And during the peak weeks, you're running, I think I was running 62 miles a week during my peak training. So you're running anywhere from 40 to 62 miles. You're like, I'd get up on Saturday morning and be like, okay, I'm just going to go for a quick jog. I'd leave at 7 in the morning. You come home at 10:30, and it's just like, yikes. It's a lot. The training is a lot of work, but it's for sure worth it. If I would have done anything differently, I definitely would have done a little bit more track work, but I for sure would have done more hills. Like, I don't think I did enough hill work because I didn't realize how many inclines are in New York. Your first mile is up the Staten Island Bridge and it's an incline. Your very first mile. And it just kind of keeps going like that. I mean, when you get on First Avenue and you're running to Harlem, the whole thing is just this incline up and you're like, you got to be kidding me.
Did you walk at times?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, my knee kind of like buckled out, so I definitely had to stop a little bit and walk a few times. And
because of the reason you ran it, what was the emotion like from you and from your group when it was over?
It was wild. I'll tell you, I definitely lost my emotions when I was on the bridge because I was alone. It was the first time I was alone in the race, meaning like there were no fans. And that's when I lost a lot of my emotion for him. But then I knew that was going to happen, so it felt really good to just sort of release it and then just run. And so this girl, Nikki, who I was running with, she and I were pacing together. She had just run the Chicago Marathon a month prior and then Berlin before that. And so when we got to 18, she needed to rest a little bit. So we stopped for a little bit there. And then we just kind of kept going. Once you hit the park, it's just this.
Let's go.
Yeah, it is so crazy.
Is that the final mile or something?
It's the final 6, basically. It's the final 5 to 6. But once you get into like the heart of Central Park, you're at like 23 or 24 miles. And my kids were tracking me too. So I could hear that, like when I would wear one ear pod, I could hear the text coming through. And they would be like, "Go, Dad, you only got 2 miles
cool.
left," or like, "I can see you're almost there," and it's like you could hear all the text coming through, which was really special. And the park is just lined with thousands and thousands and thousands of people. The worst is when you're done, because it's a 7-block walk out of the park to get into the city.
And you can't find a cab, you can't find an Uber, you can't find anything.
And it's like this silent zombie walk. Thankfully, there's no stairs unless you're going to get on the subway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we started early, so we got done. It was still light, but it was
I'm
like
slow.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was so crazy, but it was an incredible experience.
Wow.
Every part of it just blew me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah,
Thanks.
dude, that's huge.
Congratulations.
Super cool.
That is
Fun.
an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's really something. That's something. Very cool. Vikings news real quick. Thank you to Radco. We love you, Radco. Some KOC audio for you real quick. Here he talked about our quarterback's issues and what he saw.
I think there's some footwork things that as you get into the meat of the season, you got to make sure you're on top of just every little detail of what is the play, where are my feet and eyes supposed to be, and how disciplined are you despite how the day is gone. And I think it can be a really good learning lesson for Sam here in our system of just continuously trusting your feet and eyes and let them be, your barometer for how you make certain decisions.
And it seemed like he was a little offended by people questioning his confidence in Sam.
It's one of those things, we're just in the moment. I'm speaking from the heart and what I really think and believe, both the good things that allowed us to win the football game and the foundation of our belief in one another. It would not be as authentic if an opportunity like that made us change the way we think about everything. But at the same time, I think it's important we look at it with a really close eye together and make sure that we, anything that can be coached is coached and we hold that standard. And at the same time, areas where, I can help Sam because there's plenty of those too.
I'm Katie Gray.
Oh, hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Yeah, I just, stick with your guy, right, I guess?
Look, I'm a Kirk fan, right? I thought he was super good while he was here. And, I would have been in favor of them signing him for a couple of years and drafting a guy like J.J. McCarthy and doing essentially what we're doing now, but just with a longer-term plan as J.J. gets ready. But, man, if you look at Sam and Kirk's numbers this year, they're almost identical.
Yeah.
So, they both have 17 touchdowns. They're both throwing around 68% completions.
That's great.
Yep.
Wow.
Sam has 10 interceptions. Kirk has 8.
He eats.
Their passer ratings are almost identical at 99.2 for Darnold, 98.9 for Kirk. So their numbers across the board are almost the same. And the salary is what, $40 million different?
Probably.
Something like that. Isn't Kirk in the almost 50-ish range?
Yeah.
Something like that. And Sam's making 10.
We win.
Yeah, so it worked. I would have gone the other way and been wrong, but now I'm more curious about what happens to Sam next year.
Another punt.
Because he's not going to stay here. Somebody's going to pay him. But I can't tell yet if somebody's going to give him like 3 years and 120.
Good luck.
Or if he's going to get kind of what he got from us, just with a raise, right? Is he going to get like a 2-year, $40 million deal? Maybe. Could I see that? Maybe.
That doesn't have dialogue.
I still don't. I just don't know what Sam's going to get yet, based on how this season's starting to trend.
The quarterback bubble of the way they're paying quarterbacks in the NFL, isn't that about to burst based on the like Trevor Lawrence? He got a 5-year extension for something like $240
He's
million.
in the highest paid, yeah.
But
100%.
he has never performed to that level, and teams are strapped. Is it Cleveland who had the quarterback with the massage problems and the terrible, terrible human?
Yeah.
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. He signed a huge contract as well,
All
right?
guaranteed.
Football player.
But aren't those teams starting to feel it to the point where, okay, we're not going to disgustingly overpay for quarterbacks who have not performed to that? Is that
we'll
quarterback
see.
bubble about to burst in the
Well,
NFL?
Brock Purdy's going to get $1 billion because I think he's next. I don't know who else.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. Do you know anybody else that's up at the end of this year?
It's a good question. Stroud. They'll probably pay Stroud this offseason.
But he probably
2 years, I wonder.
deserves a decent
Yeah.
contract.
Didn't Burrow get paid after 2 years?
Don't know.
He did that.
Oh, thanks, Peach.
Well, Burrow just got a giant deal, right? And
Yeah.
how about 24 touchdowns, 4 interceptions?
How about that? Yeah.
I mean-
and they're like, what are they?
Yeah.
They're
Team's
not that
not
good,
great,
yeah.
but Burrow's
Yeah.
putting up monster numbers. Anyway, good luck to Sam. He's got to figure this out. The first month, Sam was worth every penny. Last month, Sam, ooh, boy.
They figure you out, man. That's why they get paid. Defensive coordinators, they figure out your weakness and they
Still
exploit
winning.
it. And we're going to have a hard time this weekend, man. This is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. But you know what I say?
He's the solution.
Wow.
I agree. He's the solution.
Who, Gavin?
Yep.
He will be when we come back. It's when we
Powered
talk
by
about some other
macaroons.
stuff. Yeah.
That's right.
They're very
And
good.
paella.
What?
Have you ever made sloppy joes?
Oh, yeah.
Gavin.
I have.
How do you fancy them up?
I make them from scratch, not out of the can.
Yeah, Marnie, quit being so
Well,
lazy.
I brown hamburger and then add
Whoa.
The sloppy Joe mix.
no. Tomato soup, brown sugar,
Okay. How about
you know.
what else?
Hamburger helper.
No, Is that scratch?
A little
Tomato
bit of
soup?
Jägermeister.
Yeah.
And brown sugar. Nice.
And onions.
Little
Am I-
Worcestershire.
Onions.
Sure, maybe. Is that scratch? Did I do it?
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah!
She's a genius.
Way to go, Marnes. More with Marnie Gellner and Gavin Kaysen after this Power Trip Morning Show fan.
Michael Shines. Nice face. Nice face.
Starry eyes and cellophane. She takes her walk, she makes her plan.
Michael Shines. The Other Side. Power Trip Morning Show. Here we are. The other side of 8 o'clock, which means
Down the avenue.
The Power Hour is alive, and it is brought to you by our friends at Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
good morning, Zacho. Hope you're feeling better. Here we are.
Maybe time.
Zacho running it remotely, right? Because
Yep,
he's
that's
feeling like ass, so he's
That's right.
running the old Power Hour thanks to Quantum Fiber from his house in White Bear Lake, I believe.
That is correct.
Probably wearing next to nothing.
I don't know about that.
Send us a pic, Michael.
I guess that's just what I'm imagining in my
he's
head.
nude?
No, I said next to nothing.
So
Whatever the closest
like
thing-
sunglasses?
Pooh Bear in it?
Yeah, maybe Pooh Bear in it with sunglasses.
That does seem like a Zach.
Like the kind of sunglasses that Anthony Michael Hall wore at in the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
That's it.
The chicks cannot hold their smoke.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah, you get it. All right, Gavin Kaysen is here. Marnie Gellner is here. Jonathan Greenard in like 25 minutes or so.
That is correct.
Viking superstar defender, Jonathan Greenard.
Thanks to our friends at Bell Bank. Thank you.
Yeah, we were just talking about Bell during the commercial break.
There they
Is that
are.
right?
There they are again. Look at
On
them.
Marnie's cup, too.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Coffee mug.
Yep.
They're my folks. I love them.
I'm a bleeps.
All right, should we do Fan 5?
Yeah.
Peeps. People.
Oh.
What do you think I said?
Said my bleeps.
I'm pretty sure you said
I gave you a side eye when you said something.
I said my bleeps.
what is
What's
the bleep?
Yeah.
Builders and remodelers.
Thank you, builders and remodelers. You're my bleeps.
Wolves at Portland the next two nights, 9 o'clock both nights. Wolves at Portland tonight and tomorrow. The Wild host Montreal Thursday at 7 o'clock. The Vikings are at the Titans Sunday at noon right here in the Fan. Gopher basketball, men's basketball, hosting something called North Texas Mean Green.
That's right. The mean.
That's their actual name. The
Yeah.
North Texas
Mean Green
Green.
Oh, sure,
is
man.
their nickname?
Are you
Yeah,
going,
the
Hogs?
Mean Green.
I might go.
That's tomorrow at the barn.
Yeah, I like Parker. He's a good dude. He's tall.
Yeah, he
Seems
great.
nice.
Real
He's
tall.
tall.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are 12-0 after beating the Bulls 119-113. They're just the 8th team to ever start 12-0 or
about
better.
Unbelievable.
Then the Dolphins beat the Rams 23-15. The Dolphins are 3-6,
Hats off to the Bulls.
despite the win. Paul, your hands up.
The Bears just released their offensive coordinator, which would have been good 2 weeks ago for Hawk.
Good, because they've been keeping him kidnapped and captive for some time.
I think they fired him.
What's his name?
Shane
Longlegs?
Waldron.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Johnny Longlegs. Fuck, you need to take a deep breath.
Did you guys see the Lynx news from yesterday?
Of course, I was getting to
but
that.
tell these
Yeah,
guys.
we were getting to that.
I'll let you
Please.
go then.
Are we on the phone?
The one person left to go to what's-her-face's league.
Yeah.
What?
The one person left to go to What's-Her-Face's league.
Could you give us a little
The
more
Visas
information than
League.
that?
Fee.
Yeah.
I can, yes. So the general manager of the Lynx, whose name is Claire DeWillius, who is awesome at her job
Yep.
and an awesome person, is becoming the executive vice president and general manager, I think is her title, but basically, boss of Unrivaled, Fee's league. Fee talked about it when she was here. She and Brianna Stewart are starting this league. So huge loss for the Lynx because Claire was awesome. And then assistant coach Katie Smith, who's been with us for many years and was an all-time great Lynx player, is leaving to become the assistant coach at her alma mater, Ohio State University. The Ohio State.
It would be weird to be going into business like Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, knowing that your co-worker stole a title from you by faking a foul. Yeah. That's got to be awkward for them at the big meetings.
And Fee, when she was here, said she had to go back to New York the next day when they got home to do business stuff and promotional shoots and stuff with Brianna Stewart, who plays for the team.
Who, quote, embellished that foul because the coach told her to embellish it. Said it on national TV. What a scam. What a scam.
Yep.
Anyway. All right, that was enough sports. Gavin, 10 years ago, what were you doing?
Is he under oath?
You know what we were doing? Yeah. We were getting ready to open Spoon and Stable. 10 years ago right now.
10 years ago.
10 years this week.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
And how's it going for you?
Yeah, so far so good.
So far so good.
Is it going to be a moneymaker eventually?
You did right.
We mentioned during the commercial break, Gavin, not only is lasting 10 years in the restaurant industry pretty sweet in general, right? Statistically, that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
You went through COVID, and a lot of restaurants that are awesome did not survive COVID.
I know. 10 years, 30 to 35% of restaurants basically make it to 10 years. So to go through the pandemic and then still come out and now we're hitting the 10-year mark is pretty remarkable.
Why don't they last 10 years?
They just close. I mean, it's hard. You know, the reality is a lot of restaurants create 10-year leases. So you do a 10-year lease and then you do, two options of a 5-year lease, but they usually, like in the leases, they'll say it's market value after the 10 years. Well, if you built the restaurant and you're paying rent and now your restaurant's very successful and you were paying, $30 a square foot, now your market value is actually worth $65 a square foot 10 years later. All of a sudden your rent doubles. How do you afford that? And so restaurants close a lot of the time.
Is there like a second bubble though? Like, how do I ask this without sounding like an absolute meat sauce?
What me? You can ask dumb things and not be me.
Text in the question. We'll ask it.
Is there is there an amount of time where restaurants go like, all right, now we have long-term sustainability because we are 6 years in, 8 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is there a level where you're just like, now we're pretty safe unless something unbelievably weird happens?
I think if you own the building, it probably helps, or if you're like a Manny's Steakhouse, it probably
just
helps.
Part of the culture.
I just think you have to be so integrated into the community in the fact that the community really can't see the community without that space, So
let me ask you this way. Like now you're 10 years into Spoon, right? Yeah. Do you stress way less about Spoon compared to your other newer restaurants just because they're newer?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I probably stress similar to all of them a little bit, but for me, Spoon is like, it's a restaurant that when we built it 10 years ago, we built it for the reason of looking at sort of the demographic, the food geography of the Twin Cities and saying like, what can we put into this community to make it part of the community? We didn't look at it in a way of like, oh, what's it missing or what's this? It was like, how do we sort of like put this restaurant here to make it feel part of it? And I feel like Spoon did a good job of doing that. What it's done now is it's created a lot of talented chefs and hospitalitarians, whether they're bartenders or servers, gone on to be general managers, and they've all opened up more restaurants within the community, which is also super cool to see. I think that is a really important testament for the longevity of your restaurant is when you start to build talent to build other restaurants within your community. Most people from the outside say that's competition. It's actually not, because we all sort of share a lot of the same clients.
And you're validating something, right? It's like an NFL coaching tree.
Exactly.
It's like if your assistant coaches go on to win Super Bowls, you probably taught them how to
help the process. Yep, exactly.
I don't think we say hospitalitarians enough in the...
That's how I voted last Tuesday.
Oh, really? For the hospitalitarian
up and down the ballot.
party?
Hospitalitarian. Wow. Look into it. Marnie, I think you're a lot more in that camp than you believe.
Really?
I know how you voted. You should have voted hospitalitarian.
How she voted?
I peeked over her shoulder.
She had a sticker.
You don't even vote in the same county.
There's a lot of election fraud.
The Carver County City building?
I was at Carvel getting ice cream, actually. Is that what it's called?
No.
What is it called?
No idea.
What's the company that makes like the frozen ice cream stuff? Isn't that Carvel?
TCBY.
Kemp's?
TCBY. I used to work at a TCBY.
Really?
Yeah, I got fired.
Why? Were you trying to make Twinkie?
No, so this will be right up Marnie's alley since she likes how like lowbrow I am. So I took the TCBY yogurt package home because I didn't think it was that good. And I tried to manipulate the recipe when I brought the base back home. Then I brought that back and I turned it, and it tasted better than what I thought, which was very acidic yogurt ice cream. And the manager was like, "Did you take this packet out of the store and home?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I brought it back." He's like, "You stole, you're fired." I was like, "Whatever."
This is what, 2 years ago? Yeah.
Their white chocolate mousse was excellent.
Do they
I don't know
still
if you
have
ever
those?
tampered with that, but it was pretty good.
Yeah, except it went bankrupt. The whole thing is gone. So wasn't that
People were
good.
stealing
They
packets.
couldn't get past 10 years. That's what happened. Their lease
Couldn't
was
have
up.
been that good.
Their rent doubled.
Should have
They're
listened to
done.
Sauce, what does TCBY stand for?
The country's best yogurt.
Oh my God, he actually knew it. Dang
I
it.
didn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
There's ice cream.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course I knew.
now do like a bit though where you're just trying to come up with an acronym. Sauce, what does TCBY stand for?
The yogurt shop?
That same one, yes.
Tim's. Bestiality.
It's TCBY.
That was a test to see if you were listening.
Tim's bestiality.
Tim's, costumes, bestiality. Yo, what's up?
Is he right?
Am I wrong?
He got it 75% correct, yes.
Tim's costume bestiality. Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
What? That's a can't miss store.
Yeah.
Listen, if I open a yogurt shop and that happens to be the name of the yogurt shop, you have heard it here first.
The
sue him.
yogurt shops had like a rebirth like 8 years ago. Now they're like all gone. Where
Yeah,
it was
they
like
had
you
to
pay
clean
by
up.
the ounce and all
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's true. You could like build. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure somebody figured out you don't have to actually pay.
Yeah.
If they give you the machine in a cup
Yeah, good
and
point.
nobody's really watching
They
you.
were everywhere.
I mean,
Like a cherry berry
Yeah.
and Freesiac.
Yeah.
Froyo, or whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
Now there has been a decline. Good observation.
Yeah.
Again,
Jerry
it's
What's your
Seinfeld?
go-to? What's your
Fruit
go-to
related.
ice cream?
Honey and Mackey's.
Yeah, Honey and Mackey's is
Mackey's.
great. Yeah, contrary to what I look like, I don't really eat a lot of ice cream.
BS.
Would have lost that bet.
I don't. I get my sweets in other ways.
Oh, I don't
Tell
even
it, baby.
understand what that means.
Just like gummy
Costco's
bears.
got a nice
okay.
little
I love
soft
gummy
serve.
bears.
Gummy bears. He ate
Yeah.
4 macaroons in between the breaks.
They did, yeah,
but
they were
it's fine.
great. Where can you get those?
Belcourt.
What's the name of the place again?
Cook's Belcourt. Come see us.
Of course, so
Hey,
good.
do you guys have Thanksgiving pies?
Yeah, you can get a Thanksgiving pies at Cook's Belcourt, babe. You can also get the pie crust if you don't want to deal with that, but you still want to kind of like pretend like you made the pie.
Oh.
Just get the pie crust.
And is that a homemade from scratch?
Homemade from
Pie crust.
scratch, Marnes.
I recently started making a Thanksgiving pumpkin cheesecake because I'm not a big
sounds
pumpkin
good.
pie fan.
Yeah.
It's fine, but it's. I made my own crust. It's mostly you crush up graham crackers and you put in some melted butter and you basically like press that into a tin pipe thing.
I love how
have you
she's
ever
saying
done that?
she's saying it with such enthusiasm to me, as if like this is a discovery.
I didn't know.
I know. It's okay.
I know you know, but I could have bought a pre-made graham cracker crust, but I didn't.
Well, you can now buy the pre-pie crust from Cook's Belcourt. Or if you just want to have us make Thanksgiving for you completely, just go to Mara and you can buy the entire meal. I actually do that. I don't have time to prep Thanksgiving, so I buy my entire Thanksgiving meal from the team at Mara. And then I go and I pick it up the morning of. Everything's cooked, ready to go.
Genius.
Maybe I might do that.
I show up to my parents' house and we lay everything out. We're done. We're good to go.
Is it all the classics?
Yeah, of
Turkey,
course.
mashed,
Yeah.
Is mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes?
It's all
Stuffing?
there. Everything.
There's something fancy. I know it.
No, there's nothing fancy. It's pretty straightforward.
Deep fried Twinkies?
I'll tell you what's the only fancy thing is that the cranberry sauce is actually made homemade. It is not the jar or the can. So the cranberry sauce is not ribbed. Watch it.
Calm down, Marnes.
Watch it.
Barnes,
Calm
easy.
down.
That was a funny line. I didn't know it came any other way. So
Whoa.
it's,
I know.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
All right. I might have to get this thing. Let me find this.
There you go. Look for it.
Anything special for the 10-year anniversary of Spoon? Are you guys doing something to celebrate or not really?
No, not really.
Just getting the word out?
Yeah, just the fact that it's 10 years is pretty remarkable. We've had a great group of people work for us in these past 10 years and still do. Without them, we would not be the restaurant we are. That's for sure. I believe that and believe in all of that wholeheartedly. I mean, these people go in every day. They work their tail off. They work hard in the kitchen. They work hard to make sure that the food comes in perfect at 7 a.m. They work hard to serve everybody at the tables. We've served a lot of people over the years. We've served a lot of amazing people over the years and have developed some incredible friendships. It's what makes restaurants so special in communities.
How often does Rosen send the food back?
Well, he was in the other night, and it got a little. We had to bring security in.
Did he say put it on Parrish's tab?
He tried to put it on your tab, but it expired.
Yeah, mine expired. I haven't paid mine yet.
It's fine. Don't worry.
All right, perfect.
Rosie's the best.
Yeah.
More with Gavin Kaysen after this. More with Marnie Gellner after this. Jonathan Greenard about 20 minutes from now. This is the Power 2 Morning Show on the Fan.
Those were the way. The Fan.
Final segment, Power 2 Morning Show. Here we are. Watch us at KFAN.com/watch right now. Watch us all consume delicious foods.
I can't pronounce what I can't stop eating. And Gavin's told me how to say it 3
I can tell
times.
Queen Amon.
Man, that's hard to say.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Put it on one of your initials games.
Man, those things are A+.
KM.
In the initials games? Brag much?
Those are also fantastic.
Yeah. Correct.
Chris Hardwick this Friday. He's at Acme. That's going to
What
be
time
awesome.
will that be?
I think he's showing up at like 7:30 to 9, I believe, on Friday. But that's Friday. Right now, it's all about Gavin Kaysen, 10-year anniversary of Spoon and Stable. Jonathan Greenard in like, 7 to 10 minutes, maybe, somewhere in that range. Every Tuesday on the Power 2 Morning Show. Should we do headlines, though, before Jonathan calls?
It's a great idea.
Now it's time for headlines.
Sauce.
Yes.
You don't have Disney Plus, right?
I do not.
You're going to have to pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pretty soon, yeah.
Today is the streaming premiere of Deadpool versus Wolverine on Disney Plus.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
When you are flipping through like Sophia the First, and you're like, man, I want to watch this, but I want to see.
What is Sophia the First?
Oh, man.
It's a cartoon.
But I want
Max knows it.
I want
yeah.
Sophia the First, but I want like an abundance of the F word. Then you just flip over on Disney Plus to Deadpool and Wolverine instead.
It's an excellent film. Right, Max?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing. It's the best thing Marvel's done in a really long time.
Maybe ever.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah, that and the 2 Avengers movies are great.
And the 3 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, those are great too.
Amazon is
Hawk, love,
developing
Madam Web.
smart eyeglasses for its delivery drivers. They will help guide them through complicated areas in and around buildings so they can shave time off their deliveries. So Amazon developing smart eyeglasses specifically for their delivery drivers. Thoughts?
Do they see the map through these glasses?
Can I have some?
Chris, they're for
Hawk.
deliveries.
Yeah, I got some stuff to deliver. What? I do.
Like a package?
I sold some stuff.
What'd you sell?
Your dad's underwear.
To who?
Big market.
Who
Big market
buys
for
that?
Just me. I sell it to myself.
Sauce, do you have any idea what kind of
Only way
underwear
I
your
get it.
dad wears? Do you know?
No.
What would you guess if you had to be right?
Probably Fruit of the Loom. Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Keep the loom.
Probably that. Probably Tidy Whities.
He goes straight to tidy whities.
I don't know. Ask Hockey.
No, he likes to keep it a secret. That's part of his
I'm
turn
not
on.
allowed to tell you
Why?
because he's embarrassed that he wears thongs.
This is going to hit Chris right between the eyes. But in a recent survey, 68% of Americans say they will not cut back on their holiday spending this year.
Why would you do that? Spend it, man.
68%
I
say
mean,
they're
a
going to
recent
spend more.
survey indicated they would.
No, just, like, I don't know. People are complaining a lot about the economy, even though stock market's at an all-time high.
Can I ask you a question?
Bye.
Unemployment's really
See
low.
you later.
Doesn't matter. The point is people are complaining, which is fine. And so the thought was holiday spending might peel back, and they're saying 68% say, no, it's going the other way. I'm going to spend more this year. And then there's all these people talking about doom spending.
Yeah.
That's a
what
new
Hawk
phrase,
does.
doom spending. It's like, well, none of us have any money. The country's falling apart. Let's just blow our money anyway. So they're just doom spending.
Hawk's been doing that for 20
His
years.
entire life has been doom spending.
I've been doom living.
Sauce has had his hand up for 3 minutes.
Paul, your hands up.
I have a question
Scratches
for
armpit.
you and just for you.
Who are you talking to?
Cory.
This is the radio.
Cory, sorry.
Is this going to be intimidating?
No, it's
Is this
something that
embarrassing?
you could. Can you explain to me like I'm 4 years old?
Oh,
the
boy.
difference between the economy and the stock market, because there is a difference, right? Or is there not? I'm asking honestly.
Sure. If somebody says like the economy is good, the stock market is just one of many, many, many ways to measure how our economy is doing.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for not being mean.
And I really wanted to be,
I
though.
could tell.
No, the problem is now is that I can see it. You're holding back the mean, and then he's going to write down something on his piece of paper, and in a week it's going to come back. I'm going to be in my car driving to work, and he's going to say something in a week that's going to come back and haunt you on that one.
Well, I'm pre-ordering a pie.
Whatever.
And it's probably going to go.
Just pre-order
It's
a pie.
probably gonna sound like this. The economy and the stock market.
Hey, Macho Man's here.
Oh, yeah.
Or you sound like any cartoon brat/bully, right? Like that's how they talk. Like,
I'm gonna meet you at your locker after school.
ugh, Marnes. Still think you should do voiceover work.
Did
Sauce.
that convince you? That
Not
last
really.
impression?
Yes,
Sauce.
Daddy.
That was your audition.
Outside of the stock market,
Yes.
give me any other number you believe probably is a way to track how the economy is doing.
Unemployment.
I said that a minute ago.
Inflation.
Sure.
Goods and services.
Hospitalitaria.
Pumpkin mousse pie from Belcourt.
Goods and services.
This thing called a brie and croûte.
Hey, Anna. Hey, what side are you on right now?
Yeah, I'm getting one of his pies.
So you're on Mara's website or which one?
He's on the Cook's
Belcourt.
Okay, so how many of those words are super hard to pronounce? Because I would love to play a game where you read it and then Gavin says how you actually say it. So say the one again that you just tried to read.
Brie and croûte.
Brie en croûte.
Keep going.
Hold on. These I can kind of read. Oh, here, this one will be good. Swedish cardamom bun.
Cardamom. It's just cardamom. Yeah.
Vanilla
Swedish
crepe.
is right.
Vanilla crepe.
Crepe cake. Crepe.
He even technically says vanilla weird.
Jambon Baguette with salted butter and Greenard.
Oh, boy.
He's calling in like 7 minutes. Yeah, do that one again. Do that whole one again.
Pretty sure you got salted butter.
Jambon Baguette
Jambo.
with salted butter and
I would like to try that.
Gruyere.
Jambon baguette. Gruyere cheese. It was close. It's a good picture, though.
Gray area.
I thought he was going to go Gringotts Bank there for a second.
Oh, let me order this pie.
Get it. You gonna get the whole pie? You're gonna get the crust.
No, I'm going to get the whole pie.
Attaboy.
What flavor? Pumpkin?
Pumpkin. Yeah.
Apple?
It's a pumpkin mousse pie.
All right,
So it's kind
Marnes.
of like a cheesecake. But
Yes.
Not, you know?
You're softening up the pumpkin.
See?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Marnes, you cannot say your husband Mitch, okay? Anybody but Mitch.
It's
Matt.
Whatever.
thought it was Montel.
we all knew.
Whatever his name is. Stephen Colbert tonight will reveal People Magazine's sexiest man alive.
Thanks, guys.
It can't
Yeah,
be
congrats, Hogs.
what's his face. So name who should win if it can't be
Matt.
Mitch or whatever his name is.
Chad Abbott.
Do you have like a celebrity giant man crush that somebody is your like my Carrie Russell?
Regular size.
Brilliant hockey. Hockey, you're funny.
According to this Instagram post, it's going to be Gavin Kaysen.
Well, Andrew Zimmern posted that. He said, "Congrats, Gavin Kaysen, the first chef to be honored with People Magazine's most prestigious title. So proud of you." What people don't realize when they comment is that it's a joke. And people are like, "For real? He's not good looking."
Wow.
They're just ripping
They're
you.
just ripping me apart. Some are like, "This is awesome." Brutal.
Come on, Marnes,
No,
you
you
got
know
one.
what? I have more that I go, really? Like, I think George Clooney is a great actor, but he doesn't, he's too clean and like metrosexual.
So you
and-
like him rugged.
No, well,
Like a Mickey Rourke.
Sure.
Okay.
I have to put some thought into it. That guy that was in Bridgerton, he's very handsome.
Oh, Scratch Daniels?
Yeah, old Scratch Daniels.
Pierre.
Yeah, I don't know his name. He was on SNL once. I don't remember his name.
Pierre
Garçon.
Baguette.
Talking about Aaron Pierre Paul or whatever his name is.
Pedro
fighting Mike
Pascal.
Tyson?
Pedro
Oh,
Pascal.
Pedro
Yeah, I
Pascal,
think he's
really?
very good looking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that kind of,
Sure.
not rugged and not dirty.
What about Pedro from
just not
Napoleon
like-
Dynamite?
Just kind of manly looking.
Yeah.
Not like meat sauce. Sauce is kind of manly looking, right? He's not very GQ.
I mean, I'm not hideous. You make it seem.
No, I just said you're
He's got a-
manly.
He's got a good hoodie on today.
Yeah, thank you. There's a lot of people that are like, God, I thought you'd be uglier. Well, thanks.
People say that
all the
Never
time.
said
you?
that. I've never
No,
said
Hawk
that.
has never said that.
It's
He's a kind
impossible.
soul to me. Wow.
This is funny.
Hang on, I'm changing my password.
Who do you think is a nice looking man?
Greg
And it's okay to
Swedberg?
be a man and
Of
say
course.
that. Obviously, Swedberg, yes. And
Yes, and
Hang on, I have to kiss ass, but I have to time it perfectly.
Well,
I'm gonna try to get this. Hang on, wait till he's on hold. Wait till he's on. There it is. Ask that question again, Marnie.
who, in your mind, who is a handsome man?
All right, so who do I believe should be People Magazine's sexiest
Sure,
man alive?
exactly.
I would probably say Vikings defender Jonathan Greenard.
Is that right?
That's my pick. I mean, I don't know if you agree or not.
I'd pick the same.
All right, so Jonathan.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
couple of votes for you.
I can see it.
man.
I can see it.
No, anyway. Hey, Jonathan, before we get to the real stuff, the football stuff, the stuff that people are probably tuning in for, I'm going to go the other way and see if I can get people to turn the radio off. A week or so ago,
Why would you do that?
because this is what I care about, because I was fascinated by his answer. Josh Metellus was interviewing all of you guys in the locker room for that Tellus with Metellus bit, and he was asking about what world records you could possibly break. And you said you think you can eat Skittles faster than anybody else.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I still stand by that.
So it's not just that you like Skittles. I mean, there's a lot of chewing involved when it comes to Skittles. You can just down them. Are you swallowing them like pills?
Oh,
or
no,
you just eat them?
No, I'm not finna. Nah, I'll be sitting over there somewhere coughing them up. Nah.
So is this? Aren't there like a handful of people that just eat nothing but candy? Like DK Metcalf eats a bunch of candy. Didn't Randy Moss eat a bunch of candy famously
Yeah,
before games?
Marshawn. Yeah, a lot of people do. I think it's like a football thing, or even just a sports thing in general. I know a lot of basketball players do it as well. I love my candy. I had to kind of watch myself this year, especially. But yeah, I used to be able to eat so much candy, like it's not even funny. Now I have to limit myself to after games or after practice and stuff like that, so I don't get too crazy.
Sugar rush.
And
All right.
Nardog, on the subject of food, we have a world-class chef with us this morning, Gavin Kaysen, good friend of the show. What is like a food you will have on the regular, if it's pregame or part of your routine, or just something that it is maybe the most common food you will eat throughout the course of a week?
So me being from the South, from the Georgia kid, I absolutely love my chicken wings. Like fried chicken wings are like my number one go-to. I can eat them any day. I have to try to limit myself on some of those as well. But yeah, fried chicken is number one. But as far as like for a game each week, so like that, like I have to have like some hibachi or like fried rice or something like that before the game, like the Saturday before. Like I have to have it. I have to. It's a must.
I like that. That's a good answer. I like all that.
I love a hibachi.
Fried chicken I like. Fried rice I like.
All of that is excellent.
All that's delicious.
Besides Skittles, what other candy do you like? Do you like gummy bears? Because I do.
Yes, I'm a big gummy bear guy, gummy worm guy. Chocolate-wise, I'm a big Reese's guy.
Yep.
Crunch bar M&Ms with peanuts in them. Like those are my two, and Kit Kat. Three of those. Like those are my three right there.
Well, whatever you guys were eating on Sunday, look, obviously offensively, the Vikings were moving up and down the field, just couldn't put it in the end zone. But KOC seemed very pleased with the way the defense performed. It seemed like he definitely wanted to give game balls to every one of you on that side of the ball on Sunday.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Obviously it was an ugly one, but like those type of games, defensive games, like we love that. Like that's like, you know, whenever there's a low scoring game, you know, people they're like, oh, we want to see touchdowns and stuff. But for a defensive guy like myself, man, I'm loving that. I mean, it was a hard fought game. You know, obviously they were banged up and missed some guys, but we understand they still going to bring it because knowing us now, we're going to get everybody's best no matter whoever they put on the field. We're going to get their best every single time. So we knew it was going to be a tough one. We know they had a really good defense. We know that was kind of the message going into it anyways is, hey, listen, it's going to be a long 60-minute game because, they got some guys, we got guys as well. But it's going to be one of those games. It's not going to be up and down the field to where, we're going to be, a shootout or in a sense like that. We knew that they were just not going to give up. So it turned into one of those hard-nosed, tough-fought games for sure.
You held them to 143 total yards and 1 touchdown that was on a sneak by Mac Jones. From a defensive standpoint, that has to be one of the best efforts you guys have had all season.
Yeah, and we were pissed that we gave him a touchdown at the same time just because we know that we could do a lot of things on our end to not let them get down there, And obviously when they're on that 1 yard line, half a yard line, it's sneak time. So they have the odds of them getting that. It's pretty high. However, we're more so focused on how do we let them get down there in the first place, So we make sure that we always go back on the tape and go talk about those things because they're going to come back to it. And, once we, even though they got a touchdown and we still got the dub, defensively we were like, listen, they shouldn't have got that in the first place. So we make sure we always hold ourselves to a higher standard so that way we don't have to worry about that moving forward because we're going to play some really good teams and better teams, that, they keep continuing to get these opportunities like Jacksonville had or any other team would have after, a turnover, whatever the case may be. They're going to capitalize. And we got to make sure that we're doing the same thing on our side to make sure that we don't leave any ounce of hope anywhere around the ball.
Minnesota Viking linebacker Jonathan Greenard is our guest. You were on the field for all but 2 of the defensive snaps on Sunday, which is pretty normal for you. That said, only 44 snaps. Our offense had the ball for a very long time. Are we overstating it as a media and as fans by saying that maybe your body's a little more rested for the game this week because you weren't on the field so much?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a wrong or bad statement to say. Say it's obvious. Look at the game, like you just said. We only had 44 plays. Though there were tough ones when we were in there, we know that offense had the ball pretty much the entire game. They just want to control the clock and control their possessions so that way, when they get the ball, it's going to be very minimal. However, when the offense has the ball, we're going to try to keep the ball for as long as possible. So, yeah, we definitely looked into that and try to make sure that anytime we're on the field, we just capitalize. But yeah, for us to be, it helps us out to play 44 plays instead of, I think, 87 or 90 snaps like offense played. No, we should be very well rested going into next week, which is a bonus for us.
You guys play another really rough team at 2-7 in the Titans. They've won 1 game at home. How do you prepare for a team that is basically a wounded team and is down and out record-wise?
As if they were undefeated, as if they were anybody else, because as you mentioned, I've been there on that side before, recently where you have that losing season and, guys are either probably throwing in the towel, some guys are still playing to try to prove themselves for a next deal, whatever the case may be. But, those are the types of things you have to worry about. When you have everything going for yourself and these guys pretty much have nothing to lose, they're just pretty much out there, playing their butts off for something else. And, that gives them a different drive when they're playing one of the best teams, and that's what we keep telling everybody, throughout the locker room when we are in these hard-fought games is, guys, it's not going to be easy. They don't care about the record just because we beat XYZ or our record is something and 2, whatever the case may be. Like, they don't care. And I've been there before to where I'm trying to embarrass you. I'm trying to make sure that you don't have that good walk into the playoff run like you think you're going to have, where it's going to be just this cakewalk of a schedule just because you see the record is on the other side as opposed to you all. So we're going to play them really tough, man. We're going to play them as if they're one of the best teams in the league because it's just, you have to give everybody that respect, which I truly believe, because once you don't give them that respect, that's when teams sneak up on you and they get you. So we're going to give it our all. We know they're going to give it their all. We're going to try to impose our will early so that we can try to get them out the game early so that we can be where we want to be.
Jonathan, I said in the next to last row on the plane. So I always wait till the very end to get on the plane. As we were getting ready to get on the plane to leave Jacksonville on Sunday night, I looked over and standing beside me was Jake McQuaid, your new long snapper. And he was just standing there. I'd never met him before. So I walked over and I said, "Nice to meet you." I introduced myself and I said, "You have the hardest job on the field. I would never want to do your job." And he just kind of laughed and said, "All I got to do is snap." And I said, "Well, that's a lot of pressure." What is one position you would never want to play on the football field?
Can I have more than one?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Besides quarterback, I do not want to be the quarterback. 2, I do not want to be a cornerback. Just Quarterback, because you got everything. The game is won and lost with you. I mean, and no matter what you do, you could have had the best game and you still lose. Quarterback is the issue. So no, I don't want that type of pressure. Cornerback, you're guarding literally the best athlete that the other team has to offer, and you're going backwards. So definitely not trying to do that. And kicker, I'm sorry. I know that that's their job and they do nothing but kicking all day. But it's just one of those things, man. Like, the ball as much as you can control the ball, just still feel like there's an element where you just can't control it with, after it leaves that foot. So, and then with everything riding on the game, most times it comes down to that last kick. And yeah, I'm not built for that one. So I'll definitely say those three for sure are, I feel like, the toughest ones.
Couple final rando points for Jonathan Greenard of the Minnesota Vikings. Jonathan, how jealous of Cam Bynum are you? Because he's putting together these elaborate celebrations and getting a ton of play on social. Everybody seems to love him. Why don't you spend more time celebrating your sacks?
I need to actually go in there when because pretty much Beasley, whether it's probably at his house, but I know for sure he used to just practice them in our indoor facility after practice. Like, he really takes pride in those celebrations. Me, I've always had kind of like the same one this past couple of years. It looked like I need to spice it up because he's getting a lot of attention off of it, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's actually impressive how he remembers all these celebrations, different, like even the pan trap handshake. Like, there's no way I would remember that. I would have butchered it as soon as it was time to, perform it. But, yeah, man, Beasley brings that energy. I think that him doing that, it kind of makes you prepare for a way to pretty much, you're expecting to win. And I think that's the mindset that Beasley and his team kind of walks around now, just with that mindset of, listen, expect to win when you go out there. Don't go out there thinking that it's not going to work, having this doubts in your mind or this and that. Like, guys really have to truly believe that whatever we're calling on offense or defensive teams is going to work. It's a well-thought-out plan, and the coach is going to put us in place to succeed. So when it's time to succeed, you need to have that celebration ready. That's what Flo pretty much encourages Bees and everybody else. Listen, when your play comes, be ready and celebrate it, because you should. You worked hard for it. And I think that's what is showing with Beasley. When he's getting these plays, he's worked his tail off to get to these, turnovers or these interceptions or hits or fumbles, whatever the case may be. He's ready to celebrate it. So I look forward to see what he got next, because I know he got some in the bag for sure.
Well, he's raising the bar, so pressure's on you, Jonathan. Good luck on Sunday against the Titans, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. Appreciate it, buddy.
Appreciate y'all for having me always.
Thank you. See you later.
Jonathan Greenard.
Man,
he's the best.
Eating people up at the end of that game.
Yeah.
I think, didn't he have 2 sacks on one drive? Crazy.
We should have asked if he's been to any of Gavin's spots. Seems to be a food connoisseur. He likes candy.
Yeah.
Do you have gummy bears at Morrow?
No, not today.
Get some gummy bears.
We should probably get some. And some Reese's peanut butter cups, according to him.
So good.
Peanut M&Ms, I think he said.
Speaking of that, Hawk.
Yes.
I don't know why I was thinking about this at Halloween. Reese's peanut butter cups specifically.
Yeah.
You have been saying that you think chocolate tastes different.
Oh, 100%.
Do you think it has anything to do with, did you have COVID at one point and did it change your taste buds?
Well, that's a really good question.
And the reason
Good
I asked
question,
is
Lauren.
because I had it, I don't know when, whatever. And
Probably 2020-ish.
sure, yeah. I think I might have held out till 21, but
Oh, good for you.
there's some ingredient in Coke and Pepsi, and it's only those two. It's not Dr. Pepper, and I don't drink a lot of pop, but there is something almost tin or metallic-like that I have never tasted in my life until after COVID. And there is a scent that is in some perfumes that I cannot identify, and it's not in all. It is super distinct, and it's something I have never smelled before until after COVID. And I'm wondering if there might be an ingredient in chocolate that changed for you, because I do not think that chocolate in candy bars or anything else tastes different. I know you've said that a few times, and I don't feel like it is at all.
That is really interesting, because there's like no candy bars that I like anymore, which, great loss. But I'm telling you, like, I can't remember the last time I bought a candy bar now, for that very reason. None of them taste any good to me anymore. I was just,
Wow.
maybe,
What was the
maybe
last
you're
time?
right.
Pre-2020?
I have no idea. No, I have no idea, but I know that I just stopped eating them altogether, because I thought, well, the world's chocolate supply sucks.
Oh.
We didn't change the way we made chocolate, did we, Gavin,
Well,
in the last...
we don't.
Yeah,
we
Kevin,
don't.
what do you think?
Go
Well,
ahead,
you're
Kevin.
in the food world. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Kevin.
I don't make pinata.
know what? I just made some because you scared me.
Wow.
Well, I think the problem with the
Terrifying.
world's chocolate supply is a really fat kid fell in the river, the chocolate river, and now it's
about that,
toxic.
yeah.
It's been tainted.
Yeah.
I'll call Switzerland and
Yeah.
see what's going
That
on.
kid's mom, Woodhawk.
Augustus Gloop's mom?
Oh, yeah. She was
For sure.
Well,
I mean,
100%.
Yeah. Gavin gets it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, of course.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Right,
Thank
Hogs?
you, Gav. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
That's
I got
right.
you, brother.
Yeah,
Don't
man,
stress.
Thank you.
Hey, Sauce. Today is November 12th. 91 years ago today,
91 years ago today.
a guy named Hugh Gray was walking along the shores of Loch Ness
Yeah.
when the
Was there a
waters
monster?
erupted and a large creature appeared in the mist. He took 5 photos, 4 of them after the pictures were developed. 4 of them were blank,
Yeah.
but one of them
Dun, dun.
was the first photo of the Loch Ness Monster.
That's right.
Yeah. Hawk and I might go on a romantic trip to go see Nessie, right, Hawk?
That's right.
Yeah. He's
Yep.
paying for it.
Yep.
On the road.
Yep.
We're
We're going to be
good.
on the road.
Yeah.
That's right, buddy.
Road again.
Yeah. We'll do
That's
that.
sweet.
I'll go. I'll eat some haggis.
And you went there and didn't go see it.
Went to Scotland, did not go to Loch Ness
Why?
because it's a lake.
Have you been
So?
there, Gav?
Nope. Never been to Scotland.
No kidding.
It's beautiful.
Did you eat haggis? No, you didn't eat haggis. You don't eat anything.
Oh, I had it when I was
What's
there.
haggis?
You did? It's delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
I would eat a plate of it right now. Like if you break down the ingredients, obviously most people are going to be disgusted, but it tastes phenomenal.
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
mean, I would eat it for sure.
It's sheep.
Intestines or
kidneys.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all held together with like the lining of stomachs and
So it's
all
it's
good.
a hot dog.
yeah, it's good.
My sources named Charlie Swanson from Lexus of Wayzata said you make a mean Rice Krispie. Does he
Mean
mean like
Rice Krispie bars.
a plain old
Like one that'll
Rice
bully
Krispie
you
bar?
like Cory does?
Yep. Plain old. When you eat at Demi, the last bite you get at that restaurant is a small little pot of freshly
Whoa.
made Rice Krispie bars to
They
order.
serve it over there.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yep. And we just, because when I was a kid, I would make myself Rice Krispie treats and I wouldn't wait for them to be like set in a pan so I could cut them to squares. I would just eat them out of the
Yeah,
pot,
just
still warm.
Amen, brother.
So that's what we leave.
that.
We leave that pot for every guest at the end of every experience in 2 spoons and say,
Genius.
have fun.
Love it.
Yummy.
Gavin, congrats on 10 years
Thank
for
you,
Spoon
man.
and
Thanks for
Sable.
having me on.
buddy.
You're the best.
Go through your restaurant list quickly, though. Not just Spoon and Sable. What are the other ones? Where
Yes,
can
we
people
got,
find you?
We got Demi. We have
Arby's.
Mara at the Four Seasons. Cook's Belcourt. His mic's not even on.
Arby's? Why didn't you tell me that?
Out of here.
Hooters.
Go onto my Instagram at Gavin Kaysen. You can find some fun ways to fill your Thanksgiving needs through Mara or Cook's Belcourt or more.
He owns Pleasureland just outside of St. Cloud.
Those are RVs. It's not a sex toy. It's RVs. Gavin, you're the best, man. Congrats, dude. That's 10 years is awesome. 9 to noon is next. We're back tomorrow, 5:30 till 9. See you then.